Welcome back to Sports Dump, Lewis County's only sports podcast. We're sponsored by Elam's Home Furnishings and Mattress Gallery, Goebel Septic, and Americool Heating and Cooling, and the farm store. Don't forget the farm store.
Never forget the farm store.
And we are doing a half and half. You called this a tag team, and then in detail explain to me how a tag team works in pro wrestling. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So Dylan is not with us yet. He will be here eventually. He was having a child who was a bit upset, doing a tantrum, it seems.
Correct.
All right. So he will be here eventually, but until then, it's Zach and I. Zach, how are things?
Things are good. It's been a good week. Gonna start to getting real busy here. I mean, starting tomorrow and basically a 20-day sprint until the end of May. So a lot to get to. Very exciting.
All right, it is here. It's the best time of spring. District tournaments. We're going to go through each bracket in baseball, softball, and soccer and make our official predictions. Oh, we are. I should have read the notes. As to who will represent Southwest Washington come state tournament weekend.
Weekend, right.
Weekends. And Dylan is back from it. He had a near-death experience.
Yeah, remember he was dying last week because he was so sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yakking all over the place.
All right, let's start with baseball. And Tumwater pulled off a 2-game sweep of WF West Monday and Tuesday that gave them the Evergreen 2A Conference baseball title. Zach, you were there. You got to witness plenty of interesting baseball. I heard there was an ejection.
Yeah, Jesse Elam got ejected in Tuesday's game. That was the one at Tumwater. Very, very close play at the plate. That the home plate umpire called Alex Stafford out, and Elam vehemently disagreed.
Well, that's his right.
And he got tossed. So that happens. But it was just like a very uncharacteristic 2-game set for the Bearcats. Errors that really bit them in the butt, and Tumwater took advantage. And the Monday game, it was between Luke Overbay and Connor Coleman, so a pair of D1 commits. It was 2-2 after 1 and 3-3 after 3, and then Tumwater scratched a pair of runs across in the 5th and 6th on sac flies. Just got in advantageous situations, and WFS couldn't take advantage. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 7th, so they had the tying run in scoring position, winning run at first, and a grounder to third ended it. So that kept Tumwater alive for the league title. And then Tuesday's game, which if whoever won was basically in the driver's seat to be the league champ and be the number 1 seed for districts. Tumwater only had 2 hits. I mean, Emmett Goodman did a really good job of limiting Tumwater, but they scored on an error, scored on a pass ball, and then Wyatt Chase hit a double to center field that happened because the batter previous, Hayden Rooney for WF West, he just dropped a pop fly. I thought he caught it. Jason Kelly, their assistant coach, thought he caught it, and then it just ends up on the grass, and then Chase makes him pay with the double. And WF West, they didn't get any offense going. Braden Conrad struck out 10 in a complete game, looked absolutely dominant with his change-up and his outside fastball. It was just a really workmanlike performance by him, and so Tumwater is the league champs, and they had to earn it. I mean, it was not easy, but they played some good small ball baseball and took advantage of some WFS miscues.
So my question for you, having seen these 2 games, if WFS and Tumwater were to meet again, as they often do in the postseason, is this the kind of thing where Tumwater gets the automatic nod, or is there still something WFS has up its sleeve? Do they have practical changes they can make, things they know they can do differently to change the outcome the next time they see them?
Yeah, I think so. These errors were definitely they haven't happened all year for them. I mean, when they were running off their 17-game winning streak, I think they only had maybe a couple games with multiple errors. So they've been really solid defensively. And, it was just, baseball, it's a stupid sport, but it's a sport we love. Like, the ball bounces weird. And, these are also high school kids. Like, right. Mistakes happen. So I think WF West they'll adjust and they'll get better defensively. I do think you give the slight nod to Tumwater, but it's all going to depend on who's available, like pitching wise. Like, I think WF West pitching, like, staff is a little deeper. I think for Tumwater, it's really
A little more
Luke
top heavy.
Overbay and Braden Conrad, and then you kind of hope that Charlie Crawford or Liam Gustafson are have good days, or Jimmy Womack has a good day. So I just think WFS, like, top to bottom available arms are a little deeper than what Tumwater has.
All right. Meanwhile, Black Hills beat Centralia 10-6 on Thursday. Was this last night?
Yeah, last night.
To make the district tournament for the first time since 2018. Reub was there, and his thoughts are Black Hills did an impressive job getting out of jams early in the game and then bouncing back after Centralia eventually broke through late in the game. The Wolves got production from just about everyone in the lineup and had timely defensive stops with their backs against the ball. Credit to Centralia for making it an interesting game after it looked like it was going to be a blowout. Is that a good...
What the fuck just happened?
Is that a passable...
That was your Reub impression?
I leaned a little into Obama there for some reason.
I was about to say it turned a little Barack Obama towards the end. The fuck?
Anyway, thanks for the contribution, Reubs. Yeah, I don't do impressions often on
Clearly,
this podcast.
Clearly.
It's more of a news dump thing.
Oh, my God.
So shall we take a look at the bracket? I've got it pulled up here. Starting May 9th, Friday. That's tomorrow. We got pigtail games. Woodland versus Aberdeen in Aberdeen. And then Black Hills versus Washougal in Washougal. And so your first round games on May 12th, which is Tuesday?
Tuesday, yes.
You've got number 4 Ridgefield from the GSHL playing at number 1 Tumwater. You've got the first pigtail winner playing at Mark Morris. You've got number 3 Ari Long out of the GSHL playing at number 2 WF West. And you've got the other Black Hills Washougal pigtail winner playing at number 1 Columbia River. We'll go through them one by one. Ridgefield, Tumwater, who you got there?
That's a rematch from the district quarters last year where Derek Thompson had to hit a grand slam in the bottom of the 6th to cap a Tumwater rally. I think Tumwater was down I want to say 9-3. They were down a significant margin in that game. So that's a rematch from there. And then WFS Ari Long, those are a pair of Ari Long made the round of 16 last year. And the GSHL is always tough. So WFS can have their, they'll have their hands full with that game too.
Okay. And then are we putting rent or car payments or the life of Theo and Grayson, and we'll throw Ty in there too, on a WF West versus Tumwater District Championship matchup?
If it doesn't happen, then, we might have to make some calls.
All right.
But I do think that's just the safe assumption, right? I mean, it has been for the last handful of years. I do think, Columbia River's got a lot to play for this year because they lost in the quarterfinals. I believe it was to Washougal or one of the, I can't remember who was in the pigtail last year, but they lost in the quarters and then they lost in that first loser out round too. So they've definitely got a lot to prove, and it would not stun me if they were, potentially to clip WFS in that semifinal and spoil part 4 of Tumwater WF West.
Yeah, look, you're not going to go broke betting on Tumwater WF West playing a meaningful playoff game. So
yeah.
And then can Black Hills make it to the double elimination part of the bracket? To get there, they have to beat the number 5 team out of the GSHL. The odds are fine, I guess.
I mean, I haven't looked too deeply at the GSHL standings. I mean, they could. But it's going to depend on who they throw. They threw Brody Rice against Centralia. I think they'll probably throw Joseph Beldo in their pigtail game tomorrow. If Beldo limits Washougal to a couple runs and they just they're able to get a little bit of offense going, yeah, they could. But I'm not putting money on it. I'll just say that. All
right, the championship game will be played at Centralia's Wheeler Field on May 16th.
May 15th.
It's May 16th on the thing here.
If you scroll in closely, it says May 15th at 5:00 p.m.
My bracket clearly says May 16th.
Aaron, look at the matchup. It says winner 7 versus winner 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the 2B bracket.
Oh, Jesus.
I'd already pulled it up. You know what? Things happen. What are you going to do? All right, May 15th.
Yeah, May 15th. But
Saturday.
The winner, since there's only 3 state bursts out of for 2A District 4 this year, the winner to state game is on Saturday at WF West. The first that'll probably be around probably 5, I think, because they're running the 2 elimination games that Saturday morning 11 and 2, and then the winners of those games play in the winner to state game. So
Okay.
the whole bracket will be decided by Saturday, but the district title game is Friday the 15th at Wheeler.
Okay. All right. Thank you for clearing all that up.
You are welcome.
There has already been one district game played in the 2B District 4 bracket. Onalaska upended North Beach 6-2 in a pigtail on Thursday. Maddox McKinley struck out 12. Rowdy Lions and Broden Vickers had timely hits as well for the Loggers. Dylan talked to Loggers head coach Waylon Womack afterwards, but we will never know what words were spoke there. Dylan is not yet here.
I will say Waylon was very happy because I texted him, because Waylon always texts me their game changer. Like the PDF of it, and so I had him text me some comments, not knowing that Dylan had already called Waylon. But he was very happy with the way Maddox threw. Both of the runs he gave up were unearned, and yeah, struck out 12. Just was really dealing on the mound. And Rowdy Lions and Broden Vickers had, I think Vickers had a two-run double, and I think the Lions had a triple as well. So yeah, good good for Ani to make it back into the Well, not in the double elimination part, but at least, play one more game.
All right. So looking at the bracket, Saturday's games, these are the first round single elimination, and then they get to double elimination.
Correct,
right?
yes.
The top 4 seeds get byes. So your first round games, Onalaska plays Toledo in Ilwaco.
Mm-hmm.
Winlock plays Forks in Adna. Rainier plays Raymond South Bend in Napavine, and Morton White Pass plays Tudor Lake in PL Willapa Valley.
Yep.
PL.
Mm-hmm.
So Onalaska Toledo, who you got there?
That's a rematch from last year's last year's first round game when it was 3-7 when they were in PL. I'm going to take Toledo.
All right, Winlock Forks.
Don't know much about Forks, but good for Winlock to be in this position. Last year they were in the district, they were in the pigtail, and that was their first playoff win since the 90s. Soft confirmation, not really hard confirmation. That's what Reub kind of went with last year.
Mm-hmm.
But good for Winlock. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get by Forks, but if they do, heck, that's a solid improvement for second year head coach Nick Taylor.
And Rainier versus Raymond South Bend.
I am curious to see if they're going to throw Schaefer or Guernsey in this game. I would think they're going to throw Schaefer just because I think he's been the better pitcher this year, and then you get Guernsey for the game against Napavine. But if Schaefer's on, he can limit Raymond South Bend.
All right, and then MWP Tudor Lake. I feel like Toodle's probably the bet there.
Toodle's a big favorite there.
All right, on your Toledo against Ilwaco. How do you feel about that? Do you think Toledo can upend Ilwaco?
They could. I think I'm going to go with the fraudulent fisherman.
Wow. Okay.
I've seen enough of Toledo to where, like, I haven't seen them on their best day. Like, I've seen them when they, are really struggling. I saw them against Tudor, and they were struggling. And then I saw them against Adna, and they started off well, and then just one inning kind of, it just kind of goes away from them, and they can never fully recover, stop the bleeding. I haven't seen Toledo at its best. So that's where I'm kind of leaning towards Ilwaco there.
All right. The Winlock Forks winner versus Adna. I think Adna's a safe bet there.
Yeah.
Rainier, Raymond South Bend winner against Napavine. I think Napavine's a safe bet there.
Mm-hmm.
And then MWP or Tudor Lake. Probably Tudor Lake against PL Willapa Valley. I don't hate Tudor Lake in that one.
No, I would pick Tudor Lake as well. I think we're probably getting Adna Ilwaco and then Napavine Tudor, which Napavine Tudor split the 2 games this season. Napavine crushed them the first time, and then Tudor Lake shut them out the second time, so that'd be a hell of a third match. And then you get a district championship rematch in the semis between Adna and Ilwaco. So I do think there's an outside shot we get all 4 the top 4 C2BL teams, but I haven't seen Toledo put together a really good game yet, and I think Ilwaco's a little more battle tested right now.
All right. Which first round team? Oh, well, let's start here. Who do you have in the district finals? Adna Napavine.
I'm gonna go Adna Tudor.
Oh, okay.
I think Tudor's gonna clip Napavine. There's just something about excuse me. When I've seen Tudor, they have looked really, really good, and I think the best of Tudor can outshine the best of Napavine. And I think Tudor's got more arms available because it's really Cal Bullock and Leighton Griffith for Napavine. So you gotta, thankfully, with their bye, one of them will be available for that semifinal, which I would bet will be Griffith. I bet he'll throw that semi. But yeah, I'm going Adna Toodle for the district championship game.
And which 5 do you think are getting through? Adna Toodle, Napavine, Forks, and
Napavine Ilwaco, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Adna, Toodle, Napavine, Ilwaco. I'm just trying to see how this. See, I don't know how this bracket is going to shake out, like with everything else, but I probably will take Toledo as the 5th spot, but I'm not very confident in it. I do think the one team that could spoil it could be Forks or Rainier could spoil a C2BL, or have the majority of it be C2BL. Or it'd be a majority anyway, because I think Ilwaco's gonna be the only P2BL team. But I'm just not sold on PWV. Granted, I haven't seen them a lot this year, but when they've looked good against fellow P2BL teams outside of Ilwaco, they've really looked good. But against the C2BL, they have not looked as good. So I'm not completely sold on them. So I think my 5 is going to be Adna, Toodle, Ilwaco, Napavine, and Toledo. I think those are going to be the 5 state qualifiers for D4.
Okay, I think those are sound predictions. Let's take a look at and the championship game for that one will be May 16th at 5 p.m. at Wheeler Field.
Correct, yes. All the championship, the meaningless 3rd place game, and the winner to state 5th place game are all going to be at Wheeler Field on Saturday, May 16th.
All right, taking a look at the 1A bracket. Rochester is the number 2 seed. They'll play Castle Rock on Monday.
Yes, Monday at home. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, looking at the rest of the bracket, you've got a Hoquiam White Salmon Pigtail. That's tonight, a couple hours. Winner of that plays Seton Catholic. You've got Elma La Center, and you've got Kingsway Christian Montesano. Is this going to be who's your final pick here? Montesano.
I kind of want to go. I don't know. I kind of want to go Seton. I think the district title game will be Seton Monty. But I think La Center could also spoil this. Could also spoil it too. But I'm gonna go Seton Catholic Monty, and I probably lean Seton Catholic. They've been usually the traditionally dominant team in the Trico. So I'm gonna go with the Crusaders.
All right. How far is Rochester gonna get?
When I talked to Ryan Slesher at the start of the year, the Tenino head coach, he basically told me that he thinks that they're going to be good enough to make it to that winner to state game, and nothing has swayed me from that opinion. I think they've got enough pitching, and their offense can explode at any time. So I think they win on Monday. Probably I don't know if they'll get run ruled by Seton Catholic, but I do think it'll be maybe a touch one-sided. And then they're going to be in that winner. They'll be in that winner to state game. And you're probably looking at Elma, La Center, or Kingsway Christian, for a winner to state game. So I think I think Rochester's got a shot to make it to the final 16. They just got to hope the pitching holds up.
All right, this podcast is brought to you by Goebel Septic, providing septic service and portable sanitation for Thurston, Lewis, Mason, Cowlitz, and Grays Harbor counties. Septic pumping, septic inspection, septic riser installation, commercial septic pumping, grease trap services, porta potty rentals, portable sink rentals, everything you need. Visit Goebel Septic, Goebel Septic.com, or call 736-2167. Oh my God, he's here.
Oh, I've missed this man.
Did perfectly for the ad.
Yeah, you got here just in time. You missed our entire baseball discussion. You missed me doing a Reubs impression.
Oh, that it turned into Barack Obama towards the end too. It was pretty.
It was a little inexplicable.
Oh, yeah.
So we are going over to softball. Dylan, you're here just in time to tell us about the thrilling final Swamp Cup game between WF West and Centralia. Avery Osborne stole home in the bottom. Stole home is in quotes. In the bottom of the 7th for a walk-off winner that gave the Bearcats the outright EVCO title. Now, Dylan, why did I have to use air quotes for Osborne's winning run?
So it wasn't a straight steal of home. Softball, you never really see straight steals of home, but think on the baseball side, sometimes a guy at third will just get, he'll just put it on the line and he'll just take off. This was more of a first and third play that it is still a steal of home. Don't get me wrong. But Rothdeutsch, the Centralia catcher, the runner at first took off, and drew the throw. And I think the play was supposed to be that whoever, I think it was Spray gets short. I think the play was supposed to be she catches it and fires back home to get the runner from third, right? Because it's first. Everyone knows it's first and third. Like, it wasn't exactly a shock to see that runner at first take off. And when she caught it, she thought about, instead of going towards second, the runner at first actually stopped and went back to first. And instead of throwing back home immediately, there was like a half-second hesitation where she tried to throw back. Like, she started to throw to first and then realized, wait, I have to go home. And that was just long enough for Osborne to get in and score the winning run of what really ended up being a way closer game than I think a lot of people expected. Centralia played incredibly well. That was the first thing Kevin Zylstra said after two. It's like, they gave us everything we could handle today. And that was a game that WFS needed. I mean, they could have still won the league had they lost that game, but going out to the Harbor on a Friday, like, weird things happen out there. Having to win that game would have been more difficult. But yeah, locking down that win was huge for the Bearcats.
What was the final of that one?
3-2.
Okay. All right.
Shout out to Taylor Tobin and Addie Lynch, who had a excellent pitching duel in the circle.
All right. And so Tumwater is secured as the EVCO's number 3 seed, while Black Hills and Centralia played today for the final district berth. Who do you guys got in that one?
Boy, I'm kind of leaning towards Black Hills, and I mean, but I also believe in due dates, and Centralia is pretty freaking due for a win at this point. They've lost, I think, 11 or 12 in a row now. I mean, they're due, but I trust the pitching of Black Hills more. Like, Hano Shurak has routinely pitched very well against in some of the better teams, so I think I'm going to go Black Hills.
I'm going to take Centralia just because I think their bats have finally, the wins haven't started coming, but I think the bats have have gotten a little hotter these last couple of weeks. Even the other day against Chehalis, like, they only scored 2 runs, but there were several balls that they got some air under, and I don't know what the fence is at Rec Park. Let's call it 210. Those balls were probably 195. Like, they were putting some heat behind some balls, and they ended up finding gloves. But, you know, baseball, softball, that tends to happen, and oftentimes it also flips where a lot of those are going to find some grass, and I think that works out for them today.
All right, so we're looking at the 2A District 4 softball bracket. Zach, what needs to be sorted out on the GSHL side? Because things are fairly clear on the EVCO side.
It's basically I don't know if it got updated last night, but the EVCO 3 is the EVCO 3 listed on the bracket right now?
1, 2. No.
Okay, well, that's locked as Tumwater. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Tumwater's locked in 3, so I'm not sure why that's not updated. But for the GSHL, Richfield and Columbia River are playing a tiebreaker game today for the number 2 and number 3 seeds. And then Hawkinson and R.A. Long are playing a tiebreaker today for the 5-6 seeds for the GSHL. So it'll all be, that bracket should be finalized by the end of the day today.
Okay, so looking at the bracket, we've got WF versus Woodland to kick things off. We've got 2 pigtail games that are coming up, I don't know, later. Tumwater versus the GSHL 6, and then the Black Hills Centralia winner versus the GSHL 5. So Woodland WF is game 1. You've got the Tumwater GSHL pigtail winner versus the GSHL 2. The GSHL 3 will play Aberdeen, and then the Centralia Black Hills winner versus the GSHL 5 winner will play Mark Morris. Just overall, who's the favorite here?
Probably Mark Morris. They ran through that GSHL league unbeaten. They still have Mackenzie Henthorne, the D1 pitcher from Montana. I think they're probably the favorites.
But Zach and I were talking about it the other day. You'd imagine if it all goes chalk, you would imagine it'd be a WF West Mark Morris district final. And at one point, I think Zylstra said to you, like, the plan in that case would be the plan against any great pitcher where you go in, you hope that your ace, Taylor Tobin, has a great day, and you just try to scratch a couple of runs across where you can, which is what they did 2 years ago against, I think it was Lily Camp. That was when Aberdeen had Camp and Hollingsworth. Mm-hmm. But I think it was Camp that threw that district title game, and it ended up being Aubrey Nelson, who
backup catcher,
fine player, but I don't think anyone expected her to hit the game-winning home run. I don't even know if she stepped up to the plate expecting to get a hold of the ball the way she did. So I think that's the blueprint for WF West, obviously, as long as they get to that game. which I wouldn't bet against it.
Are we overlooking Aberdeen and Tumwater?
I think we are a little bit. I mean, this is the defending 2A state champs in Aberdeen we're talking about. I mean, yes, obviously no Camp, no Hollingsworth. Like it's a younger pitching staff, but they still have a handful of all league players back. They've looked really good. They can explode. They can put up a crooked number at any point. I mean, that happened against WF West. WF West answered with a crooked number, but still that game that team can put up runs in a hurry. And Tumwater's Tumwater. Like we can the record is not as flashy. It's a much younger group, but not a lot of seniors. But they're a lot of those kids still went through some postseason state tournament experience the last couple of years. So they're not inexperienced. I just think as much as I think WFS Mark Morris is the most likely, I think we shouldn't overlook what Tumwater and Aberdeen could do.
Your official predictions for the 3 state qualifiers from District 4.
So we'll Sharpie and Mark Morris. Probably WF West 2. I'm trying to reach Fields, the GSHL 2. Mark Morris, WF West, Aberdeen.
Okay, Zach.
Mark Morris, WF West, Richfield.
Okay.
I was debating between Richfield and Aberdeen. I just gave the nod to the defending champ.
There's going to be at least 2 teams that are going to be really, really good that would make it out of a lot of other districts in 2A that won't be able to make the SELA this year.
Okay. Moving on to the C2BL and District 4 2B softball. The C2BL season ended Thursday with Adna, Napine, Toledo, and Rainier all capping the season with wins, regular season with wins. Let's take a look at the bracket and...
Nice it is filled out.
Yeah, this one is all the way filled out.
Yep.
So your May 11th, what is May? Is that Monday?
Monday, yep, first round games.
Monday, first round games at Borst Park. These are loser out games, right?
Correct.
First round's loser out. Mossy Rock Rainier, Ani Raymond South Bend, Tudor Lake versus Ilwaco, and then a pigtail winner versus Toledo.
And
that's the pigtail.
Morton White Pass and Ilwaco.
Okay.
Was it Ilwaco?
Yeah, Ilwaco beat North Beach yesterday 11-0 in their tiebreaker game.
Didn't that make them the 4 though? Or no?
No, it made them the 5.
Yeah, because Ilwaco's playing Tootle.
Oh shit!
That was the 4-5. That was to avoid the pigtail.
Oh, okay. So it is.
So it's North Beach and Morton White Pass.
Okay, got it.
And the Ani Raymond game and the Tootle Ilwaco game, those are in Monty. The other 2 are at Fort Borst for some reason.
All right, Mossy Rock Rainier, who you got?
I'll take Rainier.
I'm going to take Mossy.
Really?
Yeah, they played really well against Napavine yesterday. Faye really likes how they play. I was talking to him today at the Napavine had a signing day thing ceremony for 8 kids that are playing at the next level. He really likes the way Mossy plays, and so I think he would not be stunned at Mossy beat Rainier, and I'm going to agree with him.
Ani Raymond South Bend.
I'm going to take RSB.
Yeah.
Okay, Tudor Lake Ilwaco. Zach, you want to sit this one out or
no Tootle?
Okay.
I'll go Tootle as well.
And then Toledo or the pigtail winner?
Toledo.
All right, and so then your teams with buys are Peel, Willapa Valley, Napavine, Adna, and Forks. PWV's got the Mossy Rock Rainier winner.
PWV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Napavine's got the Ani Raymond South Bend winner.
Napavine, but in a close one.
Okay. Adna's got Tudor Lake or Ilwaco.
Adna.
And then Forks has Toledo or a pigtail winner.
Toledo.
All right. So who is going to be in the finals of this bad boy?
I think it's going to be Adna PWV.
Oh, we're doing that again.
I like Napavine.
Listen, if Napavine comfortably beats Raymond South Bend, I might lean Napavine, but the PWV offense can just explode for 10, 12 runs in a span of 2 innings, and it's over like that.
That's what Napavine did in PL earlier this season too, though.
Yeah.
It was 8-8 going into I think it was 5-1 PL at one point, and then
it was 8-8 going into extras, right?
And then Napavine just put up
a 7.
6, I think.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
I'll go add a Napavine. Would be really fun.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to go add a Napavine too because
that was
a
really close game too when they played until Adna put up an inning
and
like
Adna
that,
put
and
up
it was like
number.
Just kind of fell apart.
So you guys do think Adna can get the second leg of their Triple Crown?
Yeah, I think Especially after last
Okay.
year of getting ruled by Raymond South Bend, I think they're going to approach this district tournament with a little more, maybe not revenge on their mind, but just a little more focus.
But do they want to get the second leg of the Triple Crown?
It can be a
This
curse.
is the bracket.
This is true.
People are
is the-
talking.
They did it a couple years ago, and I asked Pocklington. I was like, "When's the last time you did it?" And he's like, "I have no idea. At least 30 years." Like,
You
he's
don't
like, maybe 94.
you don't
I was
always
like,
want to get the second leg of the Triple Crown, but
It's been more than two coaches. Like, there's been multiple coaches tell me after they lose in the district tournament where it's like, "Well, we didn't win district, so we have a shot at winning state now."
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Official predictions for the 5 state qualifiers. Adna probably locked in. Napvine probably locked in. Peel, Willapa Valley probably locked in. Do you guys like Toledo? And, can I interest you in a Toutle Lake?
I think that's my 5.
Is Forks the 2 over Raymond?
Yeah, Forks swept Raymond in their regular season. So I'm gonna go Adna, Napavine, PWV, Toledo, and I'm probably gonna go Toutle.
My top 4 are the same. I don't think I've given Rainier enough credit for what they've done this season with Elena Henry, Riley Cruz, Mia Naval, Layla Hill. That offense has been...
That's the dark horse.
Yeah,
Layla Hill has been put up insane numbers.
I'm gonna throw, I didn't mention them when we were just talking about that Mossy Rainier game because I figured we'd get to, a state prediction. I think I'm going to throw Rainier in that 5.
Okay. The Class 1A District 1/4 bracket won't be unveiled until Sunday. Going to be a huge bracket reveal. It's 12-teamer. The top 4 seeds get buys into the quarters, and regardless of where Tenino lands, they're guaranteed 2 games on May 15th.
I don't think I'm upsetting anyone at Tenino by saying this. Chris Johnson said it straight up to me. They will not be a top 4 seed.
No, they will not be.
All right.
They do play Kingsley Christian today, and he did tell me that that's a game that if they do beat KWC, that's a notch in the belt where they could be seated a couple lines
spots
higher.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast is brought to you by Elam's Home Furnishings and Sleep Center. Did you know the Serta Eye Comfort Memorial Day sale is going on right now, and you can save
Right, meow.
up to how much? How much do you think you can save on select Serta mattress and Base Logic adjustable sets?
$725.01.
30%.
Up to $600.
I was close.
Look, this eye comfort stuff looks just incredible. They've got a different sheep holding up your body. I assume this is a realistic portrayal of how mattresses work.
That's how I sleep.
They provide a full body spinal alignment, offering comfort and support where you need it most. They've got 5 zone response. Our 5 zone response design is designed for full body alignment. It looks incredible. I bet you would both sleep like, absolute stones on this thing.
If I ever sleep on a mattress like that, I'll never be able to sleep on anything but a mattress like
You
that.
will never wake
Probably.
up.
Yeah.
You will just die right there.
I
Happy.
it was a good run.
Rest in
Check out
peace.
Lived a
Elam's,
good life.
check out Elam's Home Furnishings at 1530 South Gold Street in Centralia, or visit them online at elamshf.com. We'll wrap up the 3 bracketed sports with soccer, where Centralia continues to not have a normal season. The EVCO's number 3 seed beat Woodland, which is the GSHL 6, 3-2, with a 4-2 advantage in PKs in the district pigtail game on Thursday. Johnny Ruiz scored in the 15th minute and then scored the winning PK in the shootout. Zach talked to Johnny and head coach Noel Vasquez at the same time. How are they?
Yeah, shout out Johnny. He doesn't speak English, so I had Noel translate for him. So shout out Noel. Shout out Johnny. Yeah, they really don't know how to have a normal 80-minute soccer game. I swear to God.
It's like the scene in the Babadook where the mom's like yelling at the kid, like, "Why can't you just be normal?" And it cuts to the kid just like screaming in the backseat.
How Grayson was today.
Duty calls.
Yeah, no, Centralia's they're either really, really great or it's just really drunk. Like the season they've had is just a drunk season.
Same.
The amount of the amount of comebacks, the amount of blown leads, the amount of shootouts. It's just like, just be literally Dylan, be normal.
Even yesterday, I said, "How's Centralia doing?" 7-11. He said they're up 2-0. I said, "Okay, cool." I start to line it up as like the centerpiece for Saturday. 15 minutes later, he goes, "Oh, it's 2-2 now." By the way, I was like, "What on earth is going on over there?"
And then I texted him, "Oh, now it's in OTs, now it's in PKs," and I'm just like, "What the hell is happening?" But anyway, it was Centralia just keeps finding a way, man. I can't explain it. They're just they just find a way, and they looked amazing for the first half. That was the best half they played in weeks. They had, I think, 17 total shots, and 9 of them were on frame. Woodland had like 2 on both on counterattacks. They scored twice, once in stoppage time. So I'm like, okay, I think we might be in for like a 3-0, maybe 4-0 game. And nope, Woodland brings numbers forward. They're way more physical, and they scored twice in 11 minutes. And I'm like, okay, well, we're probably going to shoot out now. And lo and behold, but Johnny Ruiz, Andres Cruz, Gabriel Cruz, and Evan Tackman all score. Damian Corona back as their PK goalkeeper, has 2 saves. Centralia moves on. It's a wild team, and it's you always at this point you just expect craziness because that's just what they deliver.
All right, good for Centralia. WF West also moved into the double elimination part of the bracket with a 2-1 win over Hudson's Bay. Alex Methuselah scored both goals for the Bearcats. Let's take a look at this bracket. All right, so those were both pigtail games. Starting tomorrow at the higher seed, we've got Ari Long at Tumwater, Centralia, at Hawkinson, Ridgefield at Aberdeen, and WF West at Columbia River. Who's going to be in the finals of this?
Probably, I'm going to go River. I'm going to go River Ari Long. I think Ari Long beats Tumwater tomorrow, and I think they beat whoever wins between Hawkinson and Centralia. So I'm going to go River Ari Long.
All right, Dylan.
Sorry, I was looking at the bracket. I'll go River Hawkinson. I think Hawkinson. I don't know much about either team, but I'll just give the benefit of the doubt to the 2 seed up there. I got a little confused because I forgot Ari Long was the 4. But this is one of those brackets where I know we talk about a lot this time of year, where the same way we give the Central the benefit of the doubt over the Pacific most of the time. This is soccer specifically as a sport where we definitely give the GSHL the benefit of the doubt more often than not. But it was last year, I think, that Tumwater made a run to the district title.
WF West.
Oh, WF West did, yeah.
Yeah, WF West, when they play Columbia River tomorrow, that's a rematch of last year's district title game that River won 3-0.
All right, Zach, at the start of the season, you said you would sell your soul if one local team did not win a state tournament game. Are you holding firm to that take or selling it along with your soul?
So your soul goes if someone wins a tournament game?
The spiritual manifestation of your being is on the line.
Yeah, I'll hold firm. I'm not going to sell the take.
Wait. The take is that someone will win a state tournament game?
Yeah, someone will win a state tournament game.
Does that include Tumwater?
I think if there's a team that's going to do it, it's probably going, as crazy as it is, and like we just talked about how not normal of a season it has been, I think the team that could do it is Centralia, but it's the odds are low. I'm on Centralia's back. I think they can put it together. Hopefully, maybe they've shown they could. They've had at least a couple games where they have played a really good 80 minutes. In the first game against WF West, they won 4-0. They won that comfortably. They dominated that entire game. So I'm gonna go with Centralia. Maybe this is the game that they needed to get them to believe that they are like they were for most of this regular season, one of the better teams in the league.
All right, so we kind of hit on this already, but official predictions for the 3 state bids.
So I'm going to go River. So yeah, River, R.A. Long, and Centralia.
Okay.
We go River, Hawkins. I was about to say Hawkinson and Centralia, but them both playing in that first round is tough. You have to imagine that the loser of that, I mean, it's an uphill battle to win those next 3. I hate doing this. I'm going to go River, Hawkinson, Ridgefield. I think the GSHL takes all 3 spots.
Yeah.
All right. And then the only thing left to finalize in the Class 1A District 4 bracket is the Evergreens number 4 seed. So long as Rochester beats Tenino tonight, the Warriors will be in. Unclear if they'll take on Fort Vancouver or just have a pigtail.
Yeah, the pigtail's not on the. If they do have a pigtail, it's not on the bracket. So
it looks like they're in already. They're in the bracket.
Oh, yeah, the bracket updated.
Oh, the bracket did update? Oh, okay, sweet.
So they will play Fort Vancouver, the number 1 seed out of the Trico on May 12th, Monday at the Kiggins Bowl.
Oh.
How do you like their odds? Okay.
Yeah. They get 2 more games.
They got to win 2 straight after that if they don't pull off that upset to get a state berth. 4 in the 1As, 4 state berths.
All right, this podcast is brought to you by Americool Heating and Air Conditioning, providing Full service HVAC installation services and repair with a 100% satisfaction guarantee on everything they do. Your comfort is their business. Check out west.americoolonline.com to learn all about their services, or if you're having a too hot or too cold emergency, call them at 360-669-8105. And now it is time for Track with Zach.
Yeah, I'll keep it real quick. Sheldon Invite was last week. Usual standouts: Luke Barrick, Ethan Thayer, Blake Kirkpatrick at Tumwater, Chloe Henderson from Tumwater. They all won. Fun fact about Thayer: he's got the second farthest throw in the state, regardless of classification, in both the shot and the discus. He's only behind Simon Mazzolte. He's a senior at Meade, and he's an Oregon recruit. And he's thrown over 225 in the disc and like 69 feet in the shot. So that kid's got some strength on him. So yeah, usual standouts. And then tonight, I'm heading down to Richfield for the Sputter Invite. A lot of the 2Bs are there. Tumwater's hosting the Shaner Invite. A lot of the 2As are there. And then Mossy Rocks out in Stevenson at the Al McKee Invite. So that's the track for today.
And Dylan, you went to some tennis. Ellie Mitke won a sub-district title.
I did. Her and Sophie Knutson from Aberdeen, obviously two of the probably the best singles players in the district. I don't think that's a stretch.
Yeah.
They've met, I think, for the third time this season, if I remember correctly. And Mickey dropped the first set 5-7, but then won 6-0, 6-4 to win that sub-district crown. Both were already through to districts, but obviously, kind of getting that rubber match, I'm sure was nice. Megan Wellender, the coach, just said she did a good job of adjusting on the fly in game, as the score would indicate. There was a lot of early on, these long rallies, kind of both of them staying back, kind of waiting for the other to make a mistake, which can lead to longer matches. From what I heard, one of their matches this season went like 3+ hours because it was one of those where, just very patient, very methodical. And from what Wellender said, sounded like she started to kind of pick and choose her spots of when to get more aggressive, and it really works in her favor. So those two are through to districts. And then Isabella Casimiro from WF West is also through to districts. She's the 4 after losing the 3-4 matchup. She'll play in a pigtail to get into the, like the team brackets, the pigtail to get into the double elimination. Double side. We have 3 local doubles teams. Or I think 4. So Tumwater's Adela Schmiedberg and Ashlyn Spencer, they ended up winning the sub-district title over Centralia's Suki Brigman and Saren Pileski. That title match actually didn't get played. One of the Centralia players got sick, and because they were both already through to districts, they just forfeited the match and said, we'll take second in subs. They're both through, as are WF West Kate Mordick and Chloe Sparks, who beat their own teammates. Sparks and Mordrick were WF West 2, doubles 2 team going in. They beat Aubrey Prigmore and Eliana Alves in 3 sets. That one went to a tiebreaker in that third set. Super back and forth the whole way. Just a great example of, as familiar as 2 doubles teams can be with their opponent, because obviously they've been playing all year. And then Neela Haywood and Elia Rookledge are also through. So that's the 4 doubles. Already talked about the 4 singles. Districts is next week in Longview.
All right, and you've also got a golf recap. It sounds like young Salmi is once again some kind of a champion.
As is Lily Peralta at Rainier on the girls' side. Both of them ran it back. Peralta won by 16 strokes again. The boys' side was a little closer, but Salmi ended up on top again. They're both through to state, as are, I'm just going to rattle these off real quick, Josh Peralta of Rainier, Lily Peralta's brother, Brody Lurs and Preston Carden from Adna, and an Iwako guy to Zach Chagrin, Diego Hernandez.
Iwako's always got good golfers.
And then on the girls' side, in addition to Peralta, Adna's Callie Kristen, Cody's sister, and Lily Nayland, and Rainier's Kyla Kappen. I'm assuming it's Kappen. I apologize if it's Kappen. And then also Kylie Fluke from Valley.
All right.
Among the local plus Menlo.
So Rube texted me this last night on someone's Instagram. He sent me a photo of Lily with the district trophy, and the caption says 2026 WIAA Girls 1B 2B District 4 World Champion.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Last I checked, yeah, that tracks.
It tracks, yeah.
State for the Bs, the A tournaments have not happened yet for districts, but the B tournaments in Liberty Lake on May 19th and 20th.
All right. This podcast is brought to you by The Farm Store, where it's simple and easy, where quality meets convenience in a vibrant community setting. They've got everything you need for your home, garden, and farm, from organic gardening supplies to premium livestock feed, ensuring you can care for your beloved pets and prized animals with ease. Anything you need, pet care, agriculture and ranch, livestock supplies, footwear and apparel, all kinds of good stuff at The Farm Store. Check it out. 561 West Main Street in Chehalis. Take exit 77. Turn east. Go 3 blocks. You can't miss it. Check out ChehalisFarmStore.com to learn more. And then what's coming up this week?
Everything.
Literally everything.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, this is where it gets wild.
I was actually talking to Andy Bartell from Rainier. He's in addition to being the football coach, he's the golf coach. And, kind of a story on the Peraltas, and I know their dad's kind of their swing coach, quote unquote. I thought that'd be cool. And he's like, yeah, well, we have a couple practices next week. What day works for you? And I was like, I'm going to reach out next week. I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff will obviously shape out in the next couple of days, and we'll get specifics on matchups and dates and stuff. But yeah, softball 1A and 2B will be at Bourse, 2A's at Rec Park. Chehalis is hosting 2A baseball this year, along with Centralia for some of those elimination games, I think. So everything is up here as far as baseball, softball this year, which is nice.
Yeah.
Which one game next week are you guys looking forward to the most?
Probably those 2B, the potential semifinals we have in 2B District 4 baseball. Like we could have Adno Waco, and then we could have Napavine Tootle, we could have Napavine PWV. Like a lot of juicy matchups, juicy potential matchups there.
I'll go off the potential WF West Mark Morris district title game.
Yeah,
I think that one would be really fun.
And then obviously Tumwater WF West Part 4 potentially in for the 2A District 4 title.
All right. Where can people follow along with your work over the next week, this busy week? You guys on Truth Social, Rumble?
Wait a minute. Hold on now.
My Tinder, I'm kidding. Twitter, DM Wilhelm225 will have the most live updates from me. And then
Zach_Martin95 will have all the updates from me. And we'll have all our stories on Chronline.com, and then we'll post them all to our Chronicle Sports Facebook account.
And I'll be illegally streaming all these games on Twitch. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add? You want to wrap it up there? Okay, we'll wrap it up there.
It's going to be one hell of a week.
All right, Zach, have fun at track. Dylan, where are you going tonight?
Black Hill Centralia softball, essentially a playoff game.
All right, good luck out there, and this is where we leave you.